instant coffee when you just don't care. And you don't have time to make the real stuff, because really here we end up just making from a mocha, and it's just a big machine and it just takes forever. I needed caffeine like now, so yeah. So I guess I should probably address the nice little promise that I made 2 weeks ago. When you say you're gonna post every week and then you don't, you tend to have to do something about that, you know? So I'm basically just gonna go with, I was insanely busy last week, and with packing and all that stuff getting ready at the beginning, I wasn't able to get anything like pre-set up. And then I realized, I was like, oh great, I have to go catch a train. So that didn't happen. Sorry. I guess I'll just talk about the trip a little bit, because it was freaking awesome, and we had a couple moments where it was questionable, but you know, it's kind of mandatory for me apparently. I think I can just make a whole different video about like all the things that go wrong when I travel. I have a talent, I don't know why. I can basically just do any sort of trip, and no matter what it is in transport, I will end up with a problem in some way, shape, or form. So there's that. But this time, surprisingly, like getting there was not too bad. And so this time we went to Oporto, which is in Portugal. And so we like went to this random hostel. I had no idea what was gonna go down, and we ended up meeting like these amazing people that are all like so chill from all over the world. And they're all, what's fascinating to me, I don't know if it's just like an American thing or just like the Americans that I know, when you play an instrument just like a little bit, and I was talking about this with my friend Shayla, and it was like, if you play like, I don't know, 3 chords, it's like, oh, you're an automatic expert at an instrument. But the thing is, you're really not. You can play a couple of things, and like, it doesn't mean that you can't play it, like you're capable, but you meet these other people from other countries and they're just like, oh yeah, I mean, I play a little. And then they get the guitar and they just freehand this beautiful ballad of wonderfulness, and they're just like, oh yeah, I mean, I really don't play, it's fine. And I'm just like, what? They sing and all this stuff. So that was so much fun, just spending like 2 days there. I kind of need to go back. I think Oporto deserves a whole separate trip just to go see all this stuff and like just chill. It's so good. And there was sunshine, which was awesome, because going to Amsterdam and the Netherlands in general in February/March, you're kind of asking for trouble. But what was hilarious to me, I realized, it was like I bought these tickets and I was like, it's all going to be so beautiful, and then it was still beautiful, but it was wet because it's winter time, and that's what happens. There is rain and there are clouds, and sometimes there's sun, and when there is sun, it's lovely, and you just grab your good camera and you just try to pick like all the good spots to take pictures, as many as you can, and then it'll start raining again and you get your cheap little Amsterdam umbrella that you have to buy and you just go on and you just see all you can, and it was really so fun, so mixed really. But yeah, so we got to see a bunch of different things. Amsterdam, it's surprising, there's so many different things that you kind of have to see, but with the museums and stuff, like there's so many people that like pretty much you have to like be ready to wait in a line, which is totally fine, but like you get little things, you have to talk to people that are from there, because you get like all these like little nicky-nacky tips on how to like go see places different. Because we went to the Anne Frank Museum and they were like, you have to pre-schedule for this attendance basically if you want to go during a time slot during the day. But if you go after 3:30 and you just stand in line like at a certain time, you can basically get in whenever. You just like buy a ticket then, and it's just a little bit of waiting in line, but it's not like till the end of the earth, like wrapped around 50 buildings, which I've heard is a thing there. So that turned out pretty well for us. We only ended up waiting like an hour, but I mean, we got in and it was so cool. And I didn't get very much footage in there because when we were there, I don't know, it's just so moving when you go to those places, and I've always adored, or I don't really want to say adored, like been fascinated by the events that happened in World War II, and so seeing like a real live context, like a real person, and like the real feelings that you get from seeing a physical place that was present and was a part of such a big event like the Holocaust, it just, I don't know, it affects me a lot. So I was really glad that we took the time to go and check that out. We also did a canal, which, oh my god, like, we went at sundown, and so the sun was setting and the lights were going on, and there were fairy lights in the windows of like these huge beautiful houses, and I don't know, it's just this time travel, and it was so cool. Ooh, and going to Rotterdam and Haarlem were two things that we did, and Haarlem was really cool. I really liked Haarlem. It was so cute. Everybody was on bikes, but it was kind of quiet. It was definitely quieter than Amsterdam because Amsterdam is bigger. And so there were just like couples walking around and like kids playing, and we went to this awesome church that was actually converted into a brewery, which pretty much made my life because I love craft beer. It's so much fun just to like try different kinds of foods with different kinds of beers. And this time we were just like, we're just going beer because I love me some flights. So I'll get like 3 samples of different beers, and I just kind of basically tell the waitress like, just get me whatever, like I want to try everything, but like my wallet won't let me because you just can't do that. So I got 3 really good ones, and yeah, it was just so much fun. You just find random things. Like one big thing that I love when I travel is I don't always have like a set plan. I just have like an area that I want to be in, and then you just kind of find what you find. And sometimes it's great, sometimes it's horrendous, but this time we ended up doing it a couple different times, and it was just great because you walk into like a random cafe that like looks cute in the window and it ends up being like the best coffee ever, or things like that. So don't like set up like these big things unless you function that way, and if that's how you work, awesome, like you do you. You can travel as you please, but for me, like, I'm okay with being a little more flexible, so I'll kind of wing it if I can, and just get like a general structure so you know like where you're gonna be, but at the same time you're not like, okay, we're going to this place and this place and this place and that's all we're doing. Like, for me, I have to be open to new opportunities and for like random things that'll pop up, or people that you meet. Talk to locals, that's really fun too. So yeah, but I just thought I would kind of share my current thoughts of what I have. And I'm just recovering from like a week, longer than a week of traveling and staying in hostels with snoring people. Wear earplugs. Definitely buy earplugs because Shayla forgot them and we had to buy her some, and it just makes life so much better in hostels. If you're staying, you meet amazing people, but some of them snore and it happens. It's okay. You just have to be prepared for that. So yeah, we traveled, oh my gosh, we got in at 8:30 in the morning yesterday, and I'm still kind of recovering. I slept basically all day, but you know, when you've traveled for over 24 hours, I think you kind of deserve to be locked in a cave and just kind of, you deserve that, the happiness of just relaxing and sleeping for hours and then making instant coffee because you just can't be bothered. So yeah, I think that's what I got, and yep. I guess I'll just say bye now. Okay. Ciao. So the week was really well, it went really long. All the thoughts. I don't know. We'll see the thumbnails.